This is a tree. We can use it to make furniture. Being the son of a cabinet maker, I still prefer to use wood in my designs, preferably where they touch the body, because there's no material that can cope with temperature differences in a better way than wood. At Extremis we use very durable woods, and we use different kinds for the different designs. There's always a reason for that. For instance, when it's Gargantua, we need really big pieces, then we have to use Iroko, otherwise it would split like crazy. If we use wood for extempore with a different design, we can use wood that is much harder, but I can only use that in this kind of sections, very small sections. And we also have a European alternative, which is actually ash that went through a heat treatment. That's why we call it hellwood. And this heat treatment transforms the molecules inside the material, and where ash normally is not suitable for outdoor use, with this treatment it becomes a wood class 1 product. At Extremis we use lots of materials that have the highest quality when it comes to outdoor use. But our furniture is sold a lot for indoor use as well, so it doesn't always make sense. Therefore, we have a few materials that we don't consider for outdoor use. For instance, the bases for sticks, we have them in rubber, so that's for indoor and outdoor use. But we also have them in rubber wood. That is the tree that actually produces that rubber. I thought it was funny to combine those both. Then we have this tabletop extension for bistro. It is made in bamboo, which is not wood, it's actually grass. You can use it outdoors without any problem, but I wouldn't keep it outdoors all the time. Oak is a local species in Belgium here, and we could use it outdoors, but this is only a wood class 3. At Extremis, we only want to use woods that are wood class 1, to be really resistant for outdoor use at all times. So oak is the best species we have here in this area, but we only use it for indoor use. I want to explain you why we use specific wood for a specific design. Now for Gargantua, this is Iroko. Why? Because the material is a little bit less heavy than other species, and that allows the material to accept a little bit more changes in temperature and moisture, so that the material can move inside its mass. Otherwise, I wouldn't dare to use one solid piece just like this, except for the fact that this is Iroko. Now, you can see that there are some color changes that is also very typical for the wood. These color changes might disappear under the influence of UV light. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. We try to bring colors together as much as we can. It doesn't mean, by the way, that this wood cannot split. Of course it can, but the risk is rather limited. We will not use all pieces, like this one here, for instance, is a piece we cannot use because of these defects. But luckily, the design of Gargantua also has very small slats for the seats. So this piece of material is not going in the waste bin. We're gonna reuse it to make these small pieces, because this material is way too valuable. This is what we call hellwood. Now, this wood is fictional. It actually is ash, but it went through a heat treatment. It went in an oven at 200 degrees Celsius for 72 hours. And after that time, the cell structure of the material changed in a way that a wood species that can normally not be used outdoors becomes of the highest outdoor quality. I get the question quite a lot. Now, which wood is the best one? Well, wood is a very living material, so there are some differences, of course, but actually these are pretty close to each other. Iroko comes from Africa, so you have the transport all this way. Ash, hotwood, hellwood is European. but here you have the energy you need to do this heat process. So I would say ecologically they are about on the same level, and they also come with ecological labels. Price difference, there is some price difference. Actually, this one is a little bit more expensive than the Iroko. But with Iroko, we have more material that we have to throw out. So we have put these now on the same price level next to each other. So also there, it's the same. Stability, you have a little bit more stability with the Hellwood material because it went through this treatment and the cells are more dead than the normal living material that wood has. This is a tree. It's wood. We can use it to make furniture. And the difference with steel and aluminum is that we don't have to dig a hole in the ground to excavate the material, and we don't need these big hot ovens to process the material. It's available for us, nature gives it to us, and if we take really good care about forests, it is something that will continue to give us the material we need. Well, there's a big discussion whether you can use wood or not, but remember that if the tree doesn't have an economical value, it probably will get destroyed. And that's the big issue in the Amazon, for instance. The trees have no value and they cut them down and plant potatoes instead. That's not a solution. We think it is better for the environment to use those trees, but of course we do it in a way that we are 100% sure that not only the population benefits from it, the local population, but also that nature is restored afterwards. It can but only be restored again when there is a potential economical value for the future. We cannot control that ourselves. So we depend on organizations, big organizations, who do that for us. FSC, for instance, is a mechanism, chain of custody, where they really will control all the sources, all the different steps in the chain. We can identify the exact place where a tree was harvested, and we can make sure that also this forest is restored, not abused, and is prepared for the future.